Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Jay Hollingshead, your personal high performance mindset coach and public speaker, coming to you again with another night of my 7 pillars of mental performance in 365 days. As always, I thank you so much for tuning in and appreciate you. Now, looks like it's okay, 9 o'clock on the dot. You know how we do it. 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time every night. It is now correction. It is now consecutive episode 353 of 365. Today is Wednesday, day 4 of the week. We will be discussing pillar number 4, which is goal setting. So tonight, we're not just going to talk about goal setting. We're going to mention the aspect of goal setting, but what comes after that. So we're going to talk about next steps and challenging your goal setting process. Make your process challenging so you can learn from it. Before we do that, let's get right into our roll call for this evening, starting out with my big brother, AJ Arthur Hollingshead. What's up, man? I appreciate you as well. Always there. Always. I love you, man. My wife, Lisa Hollingshead. Love you too, babe. My daughters, both of my daughters are here. They're home. We got Jaleesa and Bree. They're not even on the TV, not even on the phone. They're front row seats for real. So thank you so much. John Bingham, what's up, man? I appreciate you for tuning in as well. Those that are watching us on repeat, thank you. I appreciate you. So without any further delay, let's go right into it. We're talking about goal setting and the next steps, okay? The next steps in your goal setting process. You're going to challenge your process. So when it comes to goal setting, let's say you've one surefire way to actually get a good solid foundation or a good foothold in establishing and setting your goals, and setting your goals or goal setting foundation is to follow this commonly used system, the SMART system, the SMART way of doing goals. SMART is an acronym for specific, measurable, specific, measurable, attainable. Got to get it right. Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based, okay? Those are the 5 areas that incorporate the SMART system of setting your goals. So you set your goals according to that system. Your foundation is firm. You lock that in, okay? Lock it in. So when that's done, you start your goal reaching process, okay? Start trying to reach your goal. Now, in last night's episode, I talked about your focus, and actually I suggested that you focus on your goal, focus on your end game, your desired end result, but concentrate on your process. Okay. So, and to get the most out of the present moment, which is the process, you have to stay in the present moment, which is in the process the majority of the time, because if you're in the future trying to focus on the future, it's not going to work. You're not in the future. You need to focus on the process, which is the current moment. So in order to do that and get the most of it, to maximize on your growth potential or the growth of your current step that you are in, you must incorporate the energies or direct the energies of your 5 senses to your current situation or circumstance. Why do I say your five senses? Because those are the 5 gateways to your mind. Only way you can get into somebody's mind is through the 5 senses. They can get into yours or you can get into theirs only through the 5 senses. Hearing, seeing, touching, tasting, and smelling. Now, they're the only way you can distract somebody, deter somebody, or get their attention. Now, it's no coincidence that the number 5 is symbolic of change. That the number 5 is symbolic. It represents change, and it carries a vibrational frequency that also represents change. So keep that in mind. That's no coincidence. We're talking about making a change. Your goal setting process will change you as a person. So you got your goals set, okay? You went through the SMART system. Your goals are set and the process has started. So now let's maximize your process of change or your process of becoming the person you need to be to handle the goal that you have set for yourself. Now, to do that, I challenge you. I'm challenging you right now to go ahead and employ all of your five senses, but do it intentionally. Don't just haphazardly say, yeah, I smell this and I see that. No, be intentional. Look for ways to incorporate your five senses in your current situation. I'm talking about the tasting, touching, seeing, smelling, and hearing, all five of them. Okay. You need to feel every step of your goal reaching process, every single step of it. Now, when you do that, you need to tie everything into your current situation. Anything from tying your shoe to going to the mailbox and checking the mail. Incorporate all of that into your goal reaching process, into your current, that's your current moment at the time. If you're walking down to the mailbox to check the mail, that is your current moment. That's where you are. Find a way to use all your five senses and incorporate that into your goal setting process. Usually that comes in the form of a lesson of some sort. Even if you're tying your shoe, okay, you are going through a process of doing something to tie your shoe. You got to do certain things to make that knot tight. You got to do things to make sure your shoe doesn't stay tied. It stays tied, because if it don't, you can trip up. Okay, relate that to your goal reaching process. How can you relate that to the goals you are trying to reach? You got to work it in and be intentional and incorporate all five senses. I did it just today, actually. Yesterday, I went to get my oil changed. No problem. Got the oil changed. Everything was cool. I pulled off. Cool. No problem. I got home. Everything was good. Got in the car this morning. Cranked up my car. What popped up? Boom. Oil maintenance needed soon. Okay, they changed my oil, but they did not reset the oil change light, or the warning that gives me that lets me know it's time to get my oil changed. So I had to go back today, back to the people that changed my oil, and let them know, hey, this step didn't get taken care of, so I need to get that taken care of. Now, what did I do? I was like, okay, how can I incorporate this as a lesson into my goal reaching process? First of all, I went through a process yesterday, but I didn't complete the process. So I went through like 90% of it. The other 10% was actually getting the oil change light reset. So I didn't complete what I started out to complete. Therefore, I couldn't move on to my next step. And see, it held me up today, because today could have been the day that I move on to my next step. In totality, my entire day could have been directed and dedicated to my next step. But I was still in yesterday. Why? Because I didn't finish what was supposed to be finished on yesterday. I had to go back, retrace my steps, and finish what I started in order to pick up and go forward from there. You can't go forward stepping on a foundation you haven't even laid. Okay, you got to keep that in mind. So I went forward after getting my light changed. I went back to I pick up where I left off with today's agenda. So with that in mind, I use that as a lesson to say, Jay, when you say you're going to do something, you got to go ahead and complete it all the way. There are certain things in my life that I have not completed all the way. I'm trying to jump and skip steps. I cannot do that. Like my man Eric Thomas says, it takes 21 years to become 21 years old. You can't jump from year 2 to year 21. You have to grow and get wisdom and knowledge and attain everything you need in order to live as a 21-year-old. So you can't jump from point A, your start to finish on your goals. You have to grow through the process of becoming the person you need to be to reach and handle what you want at the end of the goal. That's my time. I'm Jay Hollingshed. This is consecutive episode 353 of 365. Be well, stay blessed, and as always, through love, be a blessing. God bless.